Campers, hey, how you doing? Another opportunity for a video. Always an opportunity to learn or to teach when you're making a repair. I'm over here at Mountain Creek this afternoon. Customer called and said, hey, I have a burning smell coming from the back of my water heater when it's turned on electric. I'm not sure what's going on. Kind of figured I knew what was going on, and that is exactly what I found. On the back of an Atwood water heater, you have there's a little black box, has your electrical, your 120 volt connections in it. Sometimes I will find that there's a relay in there that will actually get hot and burn up, or have a loose connection. Or more often I find there is a wire nut that has burned, melted. There's a couple reasons for that. Sometimes it's because they're put on and not tightened properly, so you have this loose connection that over time gets too hot, burns, melts. Fortunately, I haven't seen any great damage as far as fires, but I have seen them burn the back of the water heaters, burn the white styrofoam off of them. This one in particular just did burn the wire nut. But something I want to show you on this one is there's a reason that they make different size wire nuts, and that's for different size wire. This one had wire nuts on it that, in my opinion, are too large for the gauge of wire. And what can happen is, and I'm gonna flip my camera. So this is what you have on his water heater, and this is the wire nut that burned, and then it burned back some of the wire. Okay, now bear with me a second till I get focused in on the back of the water heater. Hopefully I can. So now we're looking at the back of the water heater, and this is the junction box, if you want to call it that, that all the electrical is in. This is a relay in here that sometimes does burn out, but here's the thing. This had the larger gauge red wire nuts on it. I'm replacing them as I make this repair with the smaller gauge yellow ones, because here's what can happen. Back to me, yes, I'm sideways, upside down, all that kind of stuff. So what will happen is, if the wire nut is too large, or even if the wire's not stripped properly, whenever you turn that wire nut down onto the two wires that you have twisted together, you'll actually go too far sometimes, and it'll tighten up, or it'll push the wire down, and it'll actually tighten up on the insulation of the wire, because it's just not tightening around the wire properly, because it's not the right size for that gauge of wire. And if it tightens up on the insulation of the wire, that means the copper part of the wiring that should be tight up inside the wire nut is actually up inside there loose. And loose connection, turn something on, amp draw, wire gets hot and eventually burns up. So it's just another one of them things with RVs that you have to keep an eye on. And if you are making the repair yourself, or if you have someone else looking at it, just make sure that it is done properly. So these connections will be put together properly, tightened up. I'll wrap tape around them. These weren't even taped up. Turn it on and we'll be good to go. Thanks for listening again, guys and gals. Catch you later.